How you? Good? Royce. What's up, my brother? How you doing? You good?
You guys, this is Tyra?
Charlamagne.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Royce the 5'9".
What's up, my brothers?
Welcome back, sir.
Allegory is out right now. Royce, let me tell you something. I've always known you was dope, right?
Okay.
Like, and I think every time you drop a project, people realize you're dope. But now, you guys might have to start having some different conversations about Royce the 5'9". I'm talking about like Gold MC conversations.
I can tell your peak enlightenment is like now, which is, it works both ways, right? The more you know, it can drive you kind of crazy.
It can drive other people crazy.
Okay.
Because, people, they don't like the truth.
Right.
Facts can become pesky to somebody who just, wants to be accepting.
Yeah.
And also, like when you get to a point where you may know a little too much, I can imagine you sound a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Like Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory sounded like a lunatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like some of those last days was like, what?
Right.
It's like he knew too much. And I think that's what happens. And then, all of the great men that you can think of in the history of the fucking world, man, been called crazy.
Absolutely.
And that's just certain things, if you know, you know.
Right.
And it's I'm just an information junkie right now.
How would you characterize yourself at this point? Who you are? Crazy has come to mind in the past.
I'm not
from
crazy.
from the outside.
Keno crazy. I'm misunderstood if anybody thinks I'm crazy. I'm sharp. I just feel like I'm sharp, and I feel like I just feel like I possess the tools to evolve in any way that I need to. I feel like I can make any adjustment that I need to make in order to keep myself in a position to be able to take in information and to be able to serve my family, like serve my people, be self-preserving, but also just able to be there for my family in a way where nobody has anything to worry about.
Right.
Talk about why Royce is at the top of his game right now. The tippy top.
So I always equate him to, and I don't think he thinks about it, or we've never discussed it, but I equate him to looking at a John Grisham or a Stephen King, right? When you look at their writing styles. You can like one book or the other, right? Everybody has their favorite books, but they're all different stories. They're all different bodies of work, right? You can't mesh those stories together. You can't take part of Pet Cemetery and mesh it with whatever, right? Those are complete thoughts. I don't think we've ever seen anyone in hip-hop history go from, you look at what M and Marshall do with Bad Receiver, and that's that sound, that's that brand, right? And I'm excited to see even Marshall say, and he's never said this, even when they go first, right? He was speaking to him and Crooked in this context. Even when they go, his best is to hope he could tie their verse. He's not gonna tie it. And that's a brand. And that's him with the biggest rapper of all time, biggest selling rapper of all time, right? And arguably one of the best to ever do it, right?
Thank you for making some adult contemporary hip hop, man. Some age appropriate hip hop.
It's an honor and a
40 and
privilege
up
to
crowd.
be here. Man.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's the Breakfast Club. It's Royce the 5'9".
Trick.
Charlamagne said something, and it's a term that's been used in the past. Adult contemporary hip hop. He applied that to Allegory. Now, how do you feel about that? I have my own views on that, but with regard to this album specifically. But how do you receive that?
I take it as he just saying rap with substance. And being an adult and having some sense. I think that's it. It's probably got something to do with the messaging in the interviews and the imaging, wearing suits.
Yeah.
It's a grown overall feel in terms of the energy that surrounds the album.
Right.
The album itself, him being an adult, maybe he feels like since there's things on there that he feels he can relate to. I mean, my mind literally only goes in those couple. They only go in those couple places when he says that.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man Chuck Creekmur, aka Jigsaw, here at One World Studios with AllHipHop.com, and we are here with my man Royce the 5'9".
You, my guy.
I don't know what to say about you anymore. Like
What?
GOAT, the you know what I mean? I think I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think last time we talked, which was really only in December, I had you in my top 10. I think already we moving into top 5 territory.
I'm moving up already. Damn, that's love, man.
Yeah, we moving into top 10, top 5 territory. Now, first of all, we gotta appreciate the GOAT.
Oh, the ring.
The GOAT ring. We gotta appreciate that. Salute the GOAT ring. What makes you wear that ring?
It's an ode to the greatest. To all the greatest. I don't particularly feel like there's one greatest of all time. Just because hip hop is so subjective, it's opinionated.
Yeah.
There's a certain, in order to be in these conversations, there's a certain respect level that you have to have for the people that paved the way for you. So there'll never be a day that you hear me say that I'm better than Jay-Z, Nas, KRS-One, Rakim, Kane. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's Jordan is my favorite player of all time, but you got Kobe, you got LeBron, but Jordan came first.
Right.
So because Jordan came first, he should always get that carte blanche in my mind.
Right.
So that's how I look at the legends and the greats who I admire still to this day. And I think you should think the world of yourself. As an artist, you should always think the world of yourself. So I just put myself in the conversation while I'm saluting the GOATs.
Okay. I see you on every outlet now. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when we talk to artists, at the beginning of their career, by the time they're on, say, at ESPN, we don't hear from them anymore. We have an extremely difficult time reaching them. What makes you keep doing interviews with AllHipHop and sites like us?
I mean, it's hip hop.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do as an artist is come in here and feel like the level up is going that way, toward the white people. That's what every nigga do. Yeah. Everybody does that.
Yeah.
And it's like, you gotta keep it hip hop. I did Math Hoffa's podcast last night because I want to keep it hip hop.
Yeah.
I respect Math as a lyricist. I don't fucking care about what numbers the podcast is doing. Right. I like the podcast.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing. I'm gonna always exist in that world, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And I think hip hop is that unapologetic thing that took over the world that's predicated on just that, just what I said. This shit never was about going pop.
Right.
It never was about that.
Right.
Ice-T, Ice Cube, them niggas had something to say. They put their lives on the line because they had something to say, not because they wanted to be famous and on the radio. Somewhere along the lines, we got our fucking signals crossed because people started to see the amount of money that you can make, and it didn't bring us nothing but problems. Yeah, that's all it brought. It brought us nothing but problems, and a bunch of people who don't mean us well just took over from a business standpoint. While we generate 100% of the proceeds, these motherfuckers is owning everything.
To this day.
Fuck that.
To this day.
When you look at the complexity of which he writes his songs, And then you got Premier, somebody who's the architect of the '90s, one of the greatest hip hop producers ever. Most people say Dre and Premier is 1 and 2 for hip hop ever. And Preem, once upon a time, said he would never do another group album. He would produce albums, but he would never do another group album out of respect for Guru. And then they did Prime. And Gangstar is Gangstar, and the body of work of what they like. Gangstar is nothing could ever touch that. But when you look at what they were able to do with Prime, it didn't drop off. And that sound is completely different from Bad Music. Now these are 2 of the greatest ever, right? And then you look at Slaughterhouse, 4 guys who nobody was checking for them. Niggas liked them, but they weren't in the conversations. They completely changed the conversation. It became one of it's like the Fab Four, right, of MCs. Right. And those sounds was completely different and successful within its, and all these projects are successful. And then you got him, whether it's Success is Certain, Booker Ryan, Layers, Not Allegory. You can't mesh those albums. Completely different. So he's taken 4 different brands and completely made something completely different. I was saying earlier, it's like when people say how successful Samuel Jackson, you don't really realize how successful Sam is until you start to count the movies. He's probably the most profitable actor in movie history, just based off the movies he's played in. But no one talks about him in that way, right? Because he's quietly done it. And this has never been done. And he approaches it as pure art. You can't, there's never been anybody else in hip-hop history to do that. It's like he's literally created a story and critically acclaimed every time. Never is outshined. And he's the factor in each one of those. He's the defining voice or sound in each one of those. So how can we not argue if he's not? I mean, he's won rings on several teams as the leader in those teams. Like he's not. It's like if it's Bad Music Evil, it's Jordan and Pippen. They can't do it without it. Like nigga, Pippen's you could say Jordan all day, but if he's Pippen, you still gotta understand he's a championship player. If it's him and Preem, you saying Kobe and Shaq, they're still dominant. He's been a dominant force, and his record sales go up. His record sales hasn't gone down. They only go up. Slaughterhouse as a flop was number 1.
What is America built off of?
Violence and entrepreneurship.
So if you had to tell another 6-year-old like yourself what to look out for, what would you tell them?
They will kill you for the right price.
Are you a buyer or a seller?
A seller.
If I gave you $1 million right now, would you buy candy?
Allegory, it doesn't sound forced. It definitely sounds, like I said, it's just content. You can grab onto this, you can hold on to that, you can live by this, or, you know what I mean? Derek Grace is on there. Mm-hmm. He's a genius, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've met him, interviewed him, and he's on there. Mm-hmm. It's a new way of thinking.
It's an honor and a privilege to be in a position where people still are interested in what I have to say. I'm gonna never take that for granted. I'm gonna always feel honored, and I'm gonna always let it be known that I'm honored. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I've been wearing the suits on this rollout, just to show everybody that I feel that it's an honor and a privilege to even be here, to be at each media outlet. I say it every time I go to each media outlet, so it's understood, and that's pretty much it. I don't really think about it, I look at it like, if I think about the amount of energy that I put into the art, and the amount of time that I spend in the art, and how much practice that I put into it, it just comes with it. Like it's not like I'm not like taking it back in any type of way. I just apply myself, put my best foot forward. I contribute to the art form with the best intention possible.
Right.
I don't feel like anything bad can come out of that. You know, and that's really it.
I'm the best. You niggas always sleeping, I'd rather stay woke. They say you are what you eat, but I never ate goat.